days of moon.
We have an unidentified flying object.
All right, we are here with Jack Osbourne, who is a personality who's been on TV several times, Dancing with the Stars, and is interested in one of the most important topics of our time, alien UFOs, alien abduction, and all the sorts. I wanted to ask you, Mr. Osbourne, what got you interested in UFOs?
Man, I've been fascinated with UFOs since I was a child. It probably started with the X-Files. I was about 9 or 10 years old when X-Files came on the air, and I was hooked. And from then on, it just kind of spiraled. And my dad, he was very much into it, and he would always bring me books because where we lived in England, it wasn't like a roaring city or anything, and there wasn't many bookstores that had much about aliens. So every time he'd come to America, he'd buy me a bunch of UFO books and bring it back to me, and I just became fascinated with it. Everything from, sightings to abductions to, the Tunguska event, like anything and everything I was into, and of course Roswell. So it's been a bit of a hobby of mine since I was a child.
That's good. I'm really glad that finally our generation is starting to open this, and as you have open minds, and as you know, the right now the Kepler telescope is finding more and more planets that are in the Goldilocks zone. So I think it's inevitable that people are going to have to eventually accept this truth. But I wanted to ask you, did you ever have your own UFO experience or have seen anything? Or if not, what do you think about alien abduction?
Man, I've seen a few things on a few occasions. I could never explain what it was. I guess most recently, twice last year, I saw a similar event. One was out in Arizona. I saw this a series of red lights. They looked like they were kind of bunny hopping over each other out in the middle of the desert by Casa Grande. When I explained it to friends of mine who have had varying careers in the military, that they said, "Oh, it could have been flares, but they don't know." And then sort of similar series of lights when I was in Florida about 2 months later. I was out in the Florida Keys, and I saw on the horizon this bright red light that was kind of pulsating, and it looked like it was jumping around. It was too far off the horizon to be a boat, so I could only, to me, it seemed like it was in the air. And then as a kid, I saw a few things at the beach. In one summer, I saw the same thing 3 times. It looked like a metallic diamond in the sky that was just spinning. It looked like it was revolving like a spinning top.
Well, it seems to me that obviously more and more people are having the sightings. It could be because there's so much more activity because we're finally becoming to a pivot. But there's obviously different factions that are visiting. And I wanted to, like I said, ask you, what do you think about alien abduction? And do you think that these visitors are here for good purposes or bad purposes or both?
I think it's both. There's many. I look at it. Just take Earth, for instance. You have good people, you have bad people, you have people who just don't care. You've got people who, are interested in certain things and aren't in others. What's to say, alien races don't share the same feelings? I think there are races that come to visit Earth out of pure curiosity just to see what we're up to. I think there are races that come to influence, whether or good or bad. For me, I always look at it that the universe follows a set of rules. There's up, there's down, there's light, there's dark, gravity, all these kind of laws of physics that throughout the planet. What's to say laws of nature aren't kind of unanimous throughout the planet? And, if that is the case, these extraterrestrial beings will, inevitably follow those laws.
I am in total agreement with you. You know, there's been the citizen hearing, which we are working real closely with Stephen Bassett to make sure that this initiative actually goes somewhere. But part of me is scared in the sense that I don't know if the government will ever disclose because they've dug themselves up into such a secrecy hole. And I'm starting to think that maybe disclosure will happen more so because of people having their own sightings and their own experiences, and them overwhelmingly in numbers starting to believe and protest for the truth. What do you think is going to lead to disclosure? Do you think the president's going to openly say, hey, they're here, or do you think that it's going to happen from people having their own contacts?
I think a series of events are going to happen. I think, now more people in history walk around with cameras than ever before. Every single person I know with a cell phone has a camera attached to it. It's only a matter of time until there is something caught on someone's phone or their actual, real camera, which you cannot deny. I think that is going to be something. And then I think also with the fact that we're exploring further and further into space, examining, space debris, this and that, I think it's going to be a slow trickle. I think we're seeing the early stages of it now. And ultimately, listen, our government lies. They've always lied to us since day one. And they will continue to always lie. Even when the existence of extraterrestrials is disclosed, government to me is synonymous with lie. So I never think that's going to change. However, their ability to continue to deny, that's what's going to change. They'll say, "Oh, we only just found out. This is news to us." That's what they're always going to say. Or, "Oh, this isn't what you think it is." But at the end of the day, I believe aliens are real. I believe they've been coming to visit Earth for a very, very long time and have undoubtedly influenced the cause of man. So, do I go to sleep at night worrying that it's not going to be real until the government says so? No, but I'm definitely seeing more and more people waking up to that.
I completely agree, and I think, like you said, that it's just inevitable with more and more people capturing footage and more people seeing things that they will eventually the government will have to answer. But like you said, they are full of secrecy, and they, at this point, very few people trust them as they did decades ago, so that may be the thing. Now, we recently had Sean Stone, who is also a producer, actor, and we've also had Senator Gravel, and people listen more so to a politician and an actor because of the star power per se. Are you going to be using the fan base that you have to push this cause to actually get it? Because we believe people such as yourself are in a position to actually spread this message and do great things for disclosure.
Absolutely. I always like to quote Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. And I do think a lot of people in, the limelight or in the similar field of career that I'm in, I do think they misuse their voice. I've never really, I'm a very political person, but I keep it private because, I sometimes think, well, no one, I hate when I see celebs kind of rattling off about who we should vote for. But, and I sometimes feel the similar way when it comes to extraterrestrials and, and the existence of them and UFOs and what they actually are. But I think timing is everything, and I think it's all in how you do it. Fortunately, I'm in a position where I have my own production company, and I'm not going to go on some chat show just being like, I think aliens are real. The way I'm choosing to do it is I'm trying to produce content which is both entertaining and factual, that people can sit there and watch something and see clear, concise evidence proving a certain thesis or theory. That's how I'm choosing to use my voice.
We are actually really proud to have you being in the UFO community helping this cause, because you are truly an asset to this. Mr. Osbourne, it has truly been a pleasure to get these few moments to speak with you. I wanted to ask you if you have any last words or one final message you can give to all the listeners and viewers.
I mean, for me, when it comes down to trying to wrap my head around the existence of aliens and, and who or what they are, I always like to pin it on, if it can be thought, it can happen. You know, there's a theory that these aliens are trying to wipe us out. There's a theory that, you know, extraterrestrials are trying to make us better people, that they're time travelers, that they're all this and that. Like, I'm open to anything. I'm open to any possibility, because I think history has proven to us that if it can be thought, it can become reality. And you know, and I try and take that similar approach with this, and I just encourage everyone out there to just be willing to accept a theory. You don't have to accept it as fact, but you can accept the theory.
We have an unidentified flying object.
Third phase of moon.